doesn't take a toll on my emotional health. But at the same time, I wouldn't say I'm a switch on, switch off sort of actor. I feel I'm a bit like a car. I have different gears.
So that process was on, and I was looking out for stories, I was looking out for characters, looking out for behaviors, and then it just grew with time. And then once I established myself, okay, yes, I have to become an actor, I started doing it more.
Hello everyone, welcome to PeepingMoon.com. I'm Rashita, Sahni, and today joining me for a super interesting conversation are Divya Agarwal and Tanuj Virwani, who I'm sure are all set to impress us all with Abhay 3. Hi Divya, hi Tanuj, how have you two been?
Thank you, Rashita. Thank you so much for such an amazing introduction to the both of us, and we're very excited to be here.
Yeah, I keep seeing the BTS pictures that Divya has been putting, and I keep reading the comments. Like, fans are like, Abhi release karo, and we want to like see it right now.
Right?
Yes.
I am a fan of Harleen and Kabir. I am a fan of Abhay. Like literally,
Yeah.
I am waiting. Kab aayega 850? Kab aayega 850?
Fantastic. Tanuj, how's the excitement going for you?
It's been fantastic so far. You know, it's not often in my career I've gotten a chance to join a franchise that is already established, and Abhay has such a loyal and rabid fan base already. You know, like the moment I think people got to know I'm part of this, so they weren't sure, is he a good guy, is he a bad guy, what kind of character I'm going to be playing. But the excitement level has been top notch, and ever since the poster and the trailers have started coming out, you know, the content started coming out, it's just like gone through the roof. So I'm really excited, and I'm hopeful. I'm cautiously optimistic that they're going to like our pairing once again. We've obviously worked together, Divya and me, in the past on another show, Cartel, but there the dynamic was very different. The characters were really different. Over here, it's one twisted couple we're talking about. So yeah, excited.
Okay. Divya, I actually read somewhere that you said sometimes you feel you are the female version of Tanuj and he feels he's the male version of you. So, you know, we can see that crackling chemistry and that, you know, very natural thing going on between you guys. I'm sure that's coming from a place of pure friendship. So you tell me more about it, Divya.
So we both, when I say this, that we both are replicas of each other, I genuinely mean it, because we both have this one attitude of being limitless. There are no boundaries when we are together. In terms of, you know, thinking, I never have to think about anything before I say anything in front of Tanuj. Like I have no walls and boundaries. My thought process is widened. As an actor, when I worked with him on Cartel, I understood this thing, that he gives you that playground. You know, it's a huge playground to run, and then you know, you can experiment with him. He won't resist. He would in fact add on to that. Like, there are scenes I still remember when we used to do scenes together. If I have gone a notch higher, he would compliment whatever suits the best. He would pick up with me. He would you know, maintain the tempo, and I think that tempo is something that has reflected. I think it's very natural for us to be so bonded well, is because on Cartel he did not even see my face for a year. He had no idea how Divya Agarwal looked, and Tanuj is not this.
I'm the stupidest guy in the world. I could have just Instagrammed her, but I didn't.
But he was like, because Tanuj, I know as a person, he is so into the moment. He is not like, and once the this project is done, he goes back home. He's with his dogs. He's with his family. Then the work doesn't come in, and then I know, because when we discuss work, when we party, we only party. We don't discuss work. When we are working, we only do work.
And that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. That balance is needed very much.
Yeah.
I pretty much have that balance naturally in me. That, you know, I leave work at work and I leave family at family. You know, it's never you know, combined. So when Tanuj and I used to chill with each other, he did not see my face. It was just the personality that, you know, kept going on and on. And in my prosthetic, with I look like an old woman, old man. I don't know, so many such characters. And he was, whenever he was there on set, we used to laugh. We used to play pranks. We used to wait for people to, you know, react to us.
Eat lots of amazing khana.
Khana itna khate hain hum log saath mein. So I think that bond was very much shown, and that makes an actor very comfortable, I feel. And I don't have that free space and free run with any other actor.
Okay. And also there's like the sense of suspense. Now we all know who Abhay is. We have seen him twice, in 2 seasons. But when it comes to Harleen and Kabir, even with the trailer, we did see glimpses of, your characters, but we were not really told. And that's what actually is building the excitement even more. That
Yes.
what are these characters doing in the show and how are they important to the storyline? So if you could, explain a little bit without, of course, giving any spoilers to the audience.
Tricky answer to give. How to give you enough without giving you too much, I just feel the guys who are responsible for cutting all the trailer and the material have done a bang up job and a really amazing job, because of course when you're talking about Kunal's character Abhay, you can show what he's up to and everything, right? Because it's out there in the public domain from the previous 2 seasons. But with Kabir and with Harleen's characters, there's so much we can talk about, and there's so much that we will talk about after it releases on the 8th of April. But for now, I think we must preserve that sanctity of what their twisted equation with each other is, because it's so brilliantly written, and yet it's so simple.
Yeah.
And that's what really made me gravitate towards this role. And the minute I knew Divya was on board, I'm like, I got to do this. It's an absolute freaking no-brainer for me. But lots of twists and turns, and hopefully you won't look at these guys just as your villain of the week or just as the bad guys. You will understand that in their heads, in their minds, they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They think they're doing it out of love. They think they're doing it. It's their to-do couple thing. So I don't know. It's weird, right, Divya? You know what I mean? So yeah.
It's like like-minded couple where anything you do looks fair, looks thrilling, and the thrill just gets crazier day by day. That craziness goes crazier day by day, and you will see that. You'll see that with Harleen and Kabir, and it has a lot of shades. Like it's like an onion. You keep peeling it.
Yeah.
There's a new skin all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good way of putting it.
Okay, fantastic. In fact, with Abhay, ever since the first season was launched, there's this sort of excitement that's always been there. Now, as actors who are a part of it from the third season, does that excitement and love come across as reassurance, or does that put any sort of pressure on you?
It's only reassurance. There's no pressure. There's a lot of pressure on Kunal's shoulders, Kenzel's shoulders, Z5 shoulders, everyone else, not us, because Divya and me are both treating this as a season 1, because we haven't been part of the prior seasons, and we're just very happy to be walking straight into the penthouse and not from the ground floor. Those guys have built a really solid foundation for this franchise, which I am very confident will continue to evolve as the years go by. So I just feel it's great, because there are certain shows, like for example, like when we were doing Cartel, we had a sense of responsibility, because that's something that we are trying to build from the ground up. It's a franchise we're trying to set up. So both Divya and me were like, okay, we have to crush it. We have to make sure that we give it our best and people find our characters and our work very believable. Over here, we get to we're like a couple of naughty school kids who are just going around killing people and having a blast. And then sometimes, like the schoolmaster and the Abhay and the Kensa come to us and say, okay, bacha, time over, ghar jao abhi. So that's the sort of vibe over here.
That's the sort of vibe we had.
On and off the camera.
And obviously, if you see from season 1 to until now, the villains are so different from each other. The stories are so different from each other.
Fascinating.
So there's no such pressure that ये वाला villain ने ये वाले villain से better किया. It never happened. So I think that is one of the main reasons why I don't have any pressure on it, because Harleen and Kabir are the designs of our hard work and discussion and the team involving, and it just grew. It is not carry forwarded. So I think that there's no pressure as such, but the excitement is to be counted as the villains of Abhay, in all, like एक season में हर reality show में जैसे contestants आते हैं हर साल excitement होती है okay, who's coming. I think that has become Abhay. I see Abhay villains as something like people wait for every year, every season.
Okay. And there's something that I asked Kunal as well, and he gave me an answer which was like a little surprising to me. So when I asked him that, this is a very heavy and intense project, I don't know much about your characters, but I'm assuming even your characters have a lot to put through. Okay. So when you play a character like that, are you like a switch off, switch on actor? You go home and you are just, in your zone, you don't think about it? Or does it, take a toll on your emotional health as well?
Doesn't take a toll on my emotional health. But at the same time, I wouldn't say I'm a switch on, switch off sort of actor. I feel I'm a bit like a car. I have different gears.
Okay.
So I make sure the moment I'm on set, I'm already somewhere going at about 50 k's an hour on second gear. Then when I know I'm inching closer and closer to something which requires a heavy duty sort of atmosphere, then I will put my blinders up, go into my shell, listen to my music. Divya knows the drill, so she doesn't even come and bother me then, because she's like, "हाँ अभी ये चला, ये है set पर ये कहीं और चला गया," and then we do it, and then the moment you have the scene in the can, and then you just put the car off, take the keys, throw it away, and then have a blast. So it's really awesome. I also feel something like that happens with time and with experience. There was a time when I would really beat myself up, to try and like get in the zone and stay in the zone, and you end up torturing yourself, and that's not good for your state of mind and your mental health in the longer scheme of things. So you have to find a way in. I am not a traditionally taught actor. I haven't learned acting anywhere. So whatever I learn is based on my own life experiences, based on the movies I see, and based on maybe a few courses and like the people that I work with and interact with. So I have to find my own sort of school of acting, so to speak. But yeah, I'm trying. And it's working so far, I guess. So I'm happy.
Divya, what about you?
My school of acting would be probably, I love people in general. I love to understand and look at it from their point of view. It was always like that since my childhood. I don't know. I'm molded like that. That I like to learn new stories. Like probably if I'll sit with you, Rashita, I would want to know how you started your career, how things went, and then what were you feeling that time. So it's just for me, it was, I did not even probably, I used to do this even when I did not realize I'm going to be an actor in the near future. I would like to be an actor in the near future. So that process was on, and I was looking out for stories, I was looking out for characters, looking out for behaviors, and then it just grew with time. And then once I established myself, okay, yes, I have to become an actor, I started doing it more. And with such characters where you get roles which are completely off your zone, completely something that you've never thought of. For me, it is like I have set up a clone in my head, and that clone is super empty right now, and I just keep filling in the characteristics and the behaviors, and I make a new person in that clone. And that clone is like an experiment for me in a science lab, where I would, those are my guinea pigs. I would have to do anything and everything to make my thought process go well. So I think this is my idea. It's like an alter ego. As I said earlier in an interview, people might think I'm a bipolar, but this is what I want, and this is how I see, and I always want to see myself. At times you see your own films or your own web series, you feel like, oh, that's me, that's me. I'm every day I'm learning, and every day I'm walking towards a step where I don't see myself as myself. I want to see that person as somebody else only. I want to forget how I look. I want to forget how I behave. That's something new, and that is what I'm trying to achieve as a personal growth in being an actor.
That's great.
And I hope when we watch the show, we forget who Divya and Tanuj are. We only remember Harleen and Kabir. And that actually has been happening so much with the web space. Like, I watch a show and I forget that it's an actor. I literally forget. And then when I'm done, I realize, oh yeah, he or she was playing it. So then, that's amazing when it happens. So
hey,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But talking about the show, I'm sure every actor has his or her own perception about every show that they do. According to you, what is that one thing that you think is going to interest and excite the audience the most in Abhay?
I think the one thing that the audience, they're going to get more of everything that they liked in the past. The twists, the turns, the cold-blooded murderers. Obviously, a lot of Abhay. I think the production values are slicker than they've ever been. I think the direction is better than it's ever been, and it just looks like a really well-mounted, well-oiled product. So there's going to be familiarity, yet there's going to be freshness. And I feel when the two come together, you can often end up experiencing something truly special. So I think that is what Abhay is to all of us. Also, if you live with a character long enough, just like with so many television shows, and now even in the web space, I've also done shows where now we're like in season 3, season 4 of those shows and all. So the audience feels that they are witnessing your journey right from the very infancy, and they see you grow both as a person as well as the character. So I feel a lot of people have a lot of relatability because let's face it, Abhay has been around for a while now. With everything going on in the world in the past couple of years, we've almost been living in this bubble. Abhay harkens back to a time before the pandemic even happened. So people have a lot of relatability with that character, and to see him continue to solve cases and yet keep his personal life on track and so many other, wheels in motion at the same time. I think it's extremely fascinating, and I cannot wait for all you guys. And I, as a fan, cannot wait to watch the show. So yeah.
Lovely. Okay, Divya.
For me, again, I missed out the question because it was the answers. We talk a lot. I missed out the question again.
It's okay. No worries. So I asked, what according to you, do you think the audiences are going to be most excited and interested about it?
So I think the audiences will just would want more from what they've seen in season 1 and season 2. They would want the negatives to go a notch higher, the positives to go a notch higher, the investigation to go a notch higher. They must be looking out for new mindsets, like something that they've never imagined, something that they could, like imagine we are influencers, and influencers are everywhere now in today's life. You see almost, if we talk about social media, influencers are the sailors of the ship. So this thing is like, imagine if I have never heard of influencers going this twisted and flip personalities, and it is exciting to see for the audiences ke jo social media pe tumhe dikhta hai and what cuts off in the real life could be so different, not as crazy as Harleen and Kabir, but they might have a personality out of social media. They might have some personalities out of social media. And I think as a social media influencer also, I try and value all these kind of emotions and all these kind of things that you actually face in your real life. I don't want to be like, hey, hi, everything is fine. If you ask me, Divya, how are you? If I'm not fine, I will say I am not fine.
Yeah.
That is the kind of, and coming from a reality show background, there's nothing to hide anymore as an influencer that high.
Yeah.
So it is crazy for the people to see, अरे यार influencer ऐसा भी हो सकता है, क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? I mean, what? And probably it can be very wrong and very bad to actually, my fans would be like, she's an influencer. She like that even closes like 0.0%. And trust me, it was so difficult for me to take things in Abhay because I am an influencer and there are some things that have been said, and you'll see the series, you'll know it was very hard hitting on my heart and my mind. Like
imagine,
as you said, you don't take anything home, but Abhay is the only thing that I took home. A little bit I felt with myself that, oh my God, what did I just do? And I'm actually a little nervous when it comes out because I don't want to see myself like that. Half of it is a reality. Harleen's half life is my reality. She's an influencer. So it's that's a little bit of crust. Otherwise, Ragini, Cartel, all these projects, these were completely different. And these were like, okay, but this was something relatable.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. So, before ending this interview, Tanuj and Divya, I have to say, you guys have this great energy that even I could feel virtually. I am sure if we shot it like on set together, it would have been crazy. But I can so feel that, you know, I feel like we are just three Enthu cutlets talking about
I
cinema
love,
and
I love that
acting,
term.
and you know,
It's my
yeah.
favorite term. Into cutlets.
Yeah, Enthu cutlets, and it was just you know, so nice speaking to you two, and I'm sure the energy will translate on screen
Thank you,
as well.
thank
So
you.
can't wait to watch our
You've
next
been
one.
amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much. Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye bye, you
Bye.
guys. Bye.